that's not the reality of it. If something happens,
I know, you should be careful.
you
what
are
talk
liable,
about.
okay? You are liable. Your name's on the contract, and whether you guys co-listed me on there or not, it's my team, so I'm responsible for everything. So if you ever feel like I'm micromanaging a transaction, it's because I'm protecting my son. That's why I watch your transactions very closely. Dana's amazing. Some people in this room have had other transaction managers, and some people have only had Dana. I can tell you I've had 3, and she's the most amazing one I've ever had in my life. We are so blessed to have her. What Dana will do is she'll make sure that you look good and you don't mess up. So, for example, we go under contract. The first thing Dana's going to do, well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to send an email, and we're working on kind of altering that right now to a Google form. But either way, you're going to get information to where it needs to go, right? So we all know that. We send that email, whatever that looks like. We get that to Dana, we get it to Robin, we get it to me. It goes to 3 different people for 3 different reasons. It goes to Robin so she can plan on closing gifts. So she can, figure out when does the sign need to be picked up if it's a listing, right? Stuff like that. It goes to me because I keep, our business plan and whatnot for budgeting purposes. I need to know what's going on. It goes to Dana because she managed the transaction. You guys are liable for every piece. If something went wrong at a restaurant when I worked there, the worst thing that would happen if I served someone that wasn't 21, I didn't ID them, I'd get a $1,000 fine, maybe 6 months probation, maybe some community service. If Rhonda messes up, no, let's not use Rhonda. Who's the youngest person? Let's use Jackie. Jackie's 24 years old. If Jackie messes up a transaction today, okay, she's 24. That person lives in the house for 50 years and dies. Now Jackie is 74 years old. She messed something up. That house is now worth $10 million. Right? That sounds crazy, but we know how real estate goes, right? So it's a $300,000 house that's worth $10 million in the future. She gets a $10 million lawsuit. Our errors and omissions coverage does not cover us for all $10 million. She made a mistake 50 years before.
How could they sue?
There's no
50
statutes
years?
of limitations in our business.
That's insane.
So we mess up title work or anything, it can affect you. You're 74 years old now. You've built your nice little nest egg, and it's taken away. Now you're a Walmart reader. And Aspen number 5. 'Cause it'll be her 5th Aspen, right? She just keeps buying the same dog name. Aspen number 5 doesn't get to hang out with you because you're at Walmart. You get to go on those nice long walks around the lake with Connor. So just think about it. Everything we do is so critical. So whether it's your email management, at any time, you guys, your email should have no more than about 50 uncategorized emails. Robin just came back from vacation. She had over 500. That's always fun coming back from vacation, is getting to categorize them. Every person I do business with, I have a folder for. Once they're no longer, it's closed, I can hide the folder so it doesn't clog it up. I'm happy to show anyone how to do this. I have a folder for every single person in this room. So every communication I have is documented. I'm over the 30 gigabytes of email that we're able to save in 5 years. I'm paying extra money because that's my data storage in case I'm sued 50 years from now. So you guys, if you guys hit that mark, I'll pay for more data storage for you, okay? So with all that being said, email clean, because we had another issue over the last week where an offer came in. Offers are supposed to go to info@theperfectcoloradohome.com on that deal because that was the CTM it came out of, right? To Lincoln CTM, it needs to go to that CTM account. So it went to somebody else's. It got missed. We went under contract. That offer was actually on paper. We don't know. We haven't verified it. On paper, that was a better offer. So we might have cost our client money. We don't know. We're under contract now. It is what it is. So keep in mind, not having a clean email can result in mistakes. We go under contract. Y'all send the information out, right? What does Dana do? She takes that information. She makes a really pretty email, whether it's a buyer or seller. Says, here's the next steps, and here's what it means to you, Mr. Buyer, Mr. Seller, right? You guys have seen those emails? If not, ask Dana. She'll copy you on them. She normally does. I believe she is. That's great. Your client gets it. Jenny was saying she had a client within 24, 48 hours, all this was done, right? It's amazing. So she gets it all set up. She gets the contract to the lender if it needs to go to a lender. She gets the title if it needs to go to title, which it always does, right? And then what does title do? The next step. Title sends over preliminary title commitment, right? Now, if you do not know title in this room, we have a great resource. Her name is Amy Baldwin, okay? She will sit down and go through it with you guys step to finish. Do we go through the entire title policy? No, not really. Does anyone in here know what we go through? We go through mostly Schedule B and the exceptions. We want to see what they're not covering because it may not be a big deal. It may be that the utility company can go service the utility pool in the backyard. It may be they're not covering something because it's not on the property. Like we have a deal right now where there's an outbuilding, we don't know what property it's on, our buyer's aware, and they're good either way. So we made them aware of it. And we're doing a survey to find out. Well, we don't know, and if it doesn't end up being on the property, they're cool. So we're aware of the exceptions. So always be looking at Schedule B, especially the exceptions, okay? If you're working with the seller, you look at it and it'll say, this mortgage needs to be paid off, that mortgage needs to be paid off, this one, right? I had a seller once, we went under contract, $160,000 in liens came up that we did not expect. We ended up having to kill the deal. She didn't sell her house because she said she wasn't aware of all this debt that she owed. So when you see the loan, right, you'll see a mortgage that has to be settled in Schedule B. You ask your client, hey, I see the mortgage with ABC Mortgage Company. Is that your mortgage? They say, great. You say, great. That is what it is. But then if there's also this other line of credit or this or that, ask them about it. Because the last thing you want to do is get a week before closing and them say, I don't owe that money. What the heck? What do I do? Thanks, Rhonda, for wasting my time or whoever, right? And I'm sorry, it wasn't you.
that's okay.
But you know what I mean? So look at the title policy. If anyone has questions, though, go spend an hour with Amy. She will take the time to go through it with you. So what's Dana doing? She's moving these emails. She's not reading the title commitment. That's on you. That's on 74-year-old Jackie Schultz working at Walmart, right? So think in mind, you are liable for every contract. And if you guys think it's funny, ask Dustin about his dad's lawsuit. It was over $1 million, okay? And it was a title issue, is what it was. So that's over $1 million that his dad got. Not lost, his dad got. And some agent got hit hard.
Wow.
So keep that in mind. In your errors and admissions insurance, they're not going to fight it. They're going to settle every time, and it's going to hurt you. Because they're not here to fight for you, they're there to fight for themselves. So keep that in mind. So errors and admissions, so the title paperwork comes out, right? And then also, what's also going on? There's a lender involved, right? Are you guys ever checking in with the lender? I call my lender once a week on every transaction, whether I'm on the buy sell or on the listing side. Make sure you're calling them once a week. Some of them send the emails, and that's nice, right? But even those emails, they're auto-generated, and we found out once, Jenny, on a Ryan Leahy deal that the generated email wasn't actually what was going on. A phone call helps so much, right?
Yeah.
So call the lender. What's going on with the loan? On either side of the transaction, call them, right? Once a week. It's real easy to do. If you have 5 deals going on at once, that's 5 phone calls a week, and they should never last more than 5-10 minutes. And if they don't pick up, hey, just want to check in on the loan. Please give me a voicemail, blah, 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 right? So that's what you should be doing every week on that piece, right? Then the other piece is this, inspection is going to happen somewhere in here too, right? So with the inspection, we recommend Hero Home Inspections. They can use whoever they want. If they use Hero, you don't go the entire time. And I even tell my client, the last 30 minutes is all you really need. We'll go through the entire house. They'll show you all the problems face to face. You'll know where your water shut off is and how to work your house, but you won't have to go spend time in an attic for 30 minutes or in a crawl space for 30 minutes. And most clients say, I'm cool with that. Go for that last 30 minutes. For one, it makes your client feel like you're involved. For two, the other great thing about going the last 30 minutes is you're going to learn so much about houses. Because I didn't know what fascia was when I went into real estate. Fascia, like so basic, right? So with that in mind, go to these inspections. And then once you get the inspection report, you know there's maybe 50 items on there, right? What do I tell Dana to do in the inspection report? I say it's items 1, 7, 12. She writes it up. She'll send me an email saying, IO, inspection objection for review. And you look at the inspection objection to make sure that what you told her matches up to what you think it is before going to your client. And then you can just email Dana back, good to go. All right?
So you still want us doing inspection, objection, and doing the resolution?
Not writing them, but saying,
No, I
this is what I think.
We send over, but what I'm saying is the separate document.
Yes,
so
and
we're
Dana will actually write it up as an inspection objection, and she'll write the resolution as
within
well.
the same.
But she'll send it over for you to review.
Right.
Review it and say, yes, this is what I meant to say. Because sometimes words get lost in translation. Inspection, objection, resolution, whatever it is, comes to you, right? Yes.
But I think it's odd that we're writing the resolution.
So that's kind of all right, I'll just go through it really quick.
Okay.
So when you represent the buyer, do you want it to be exactly how your buyer wants it?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you write it? So when I'm on the listing side, I write it as loosey-goosey. If you want something done, you want plumbing fixed in the house, I'll put the seller shall have the plumbing fixed. maybe my seller thinks he's a handy guy and can do it, right? But for your buyer, you want a licensed plumber, right? So with that in mind, you want it to say a licensed plumber shall fix this leak, right? They're gonna say the seller shall fix this leak. So on that, I always want to write the resolution. I don't care what side I'm on. If I'm on the listing side, I want it loosier or goosier, right? I want to say the seller shall fix this, because maybe he will, maybe his brother, who's handy, does it, or maybe he hires a licensed plumber. And there's different reasons to do it either way, and we can talk about that later.
Okay.
But for your buyer, you want it done a specific way, and so you want to document that yourself.
Because we always used to do it as an objection written like our resolution should be written.
Right.
Instead, the objection should say, A, B, C, D is all wrong. This is what buyer wants fixed on the resolution. So it actually separates, this is the item's wrong, this is how I want them to fix it. And we'll basically send it over.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
otherwise your objection really doesn't say what's wrong with it. It says this is how you want to fix it.
An objection is
Right.
only, I don't like this, and a resolution is, they don't like this, and this is how we propose to resolve it.
It's legally supposed to
That's
Okay.
legally how it's supposed to be. Most
so
agents
we were
don't do
not
that.
doing
I
that.
know.
And that's not
The
you, that's
way.
every agent in Denver Metro.
So many
Yes.
guys don't do that.
They had a really good class on
Right.
that.
Yeah. But either way, you want it written the way that protects your client the best.
Okay,
So if I'm on the
gotcha.
buy side,
It
I
totally
write
makes
it.
sense.
If I'm on the listing side, I write it.
Yeah.
We write it every time.
Mhm.
Okay? Because we are not just the average agent, are we? No, we're not. So, inspection resolution goes out. You need to review that. If you ask Dana to say, "Hey, we want to move closing date from the 12th to the 13th," she's not going to send that to you to review. That's pretty freaking simple, right?
Right.
But when it gets more intricate and there's more language, she will send it to you to review. So that's what Dana does. The next piece is, if you don't ask your client, "Hey, closing's on Friday. What time do you want to close?" Dana may ask you, or she may just send an email. Dana will make sure we have a scheduled closing. But I was with my client on Saturday morning, and we're closing on the 16th. But I talked to her, and she actually wants to pre-sign on the 13th on that Friday. So what are we gonna do? I told Dana, I said, "Hey, we want to shoot for somewhere between 2 and 4 on Friday." She checked with Land Tide. I told her the location. She checked. She emailed my client, "Hey, Uni, we're all set for closing at 2 o'clock on Friday at this address." And she'll make the nice little addresses and all that, right? She'll put stuff in your calendar, like
So
reminders for
nice.
inspection objections. You're not gonna miss a date or deadline with her, but make sure you're reading the correspondence. Make sure you're reading your title commitment. Is that all fair enough? Any questions on what Dana does? Besides be awesome and
No.
cool. All right, let's move on to stats.